In July 2026, a financial limit once considered purely theoretical was finally breached. A single individual's net worth clicked past the $1 trillion mark. That individual is Elon Musk. The catalyst was the public listing of SpaceX. When the company went public at a valuation of $1.8 trillion, it moved Musk's net worth into a category occupied by no one else in history. At $1.053 trillion, Musk is 3.5 times wealthier than the second richest person, Larry Page. The math behind this gap is highly concentrated. 78% of his fortune is tied strictly to SpaceX equity. This milestone shows that reaching the very top of the list isn't about a balanced portfolio. It is the result of a total, undiversified commitment to a single asset. Most financial advisors tell their clients to diversify, to spread their money across different sectors to protect against a market crash. But the world's wealthiest people are proving the opposite. Former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer is now richer than the company's founder, Bill Gates, for the first time in history. Gates followed the traditional path. He diversified his wealth through Cascade Investment and donated over $60 billion to philanthropy. Ballmer, however, kept 90% of his wealth in Microsoft stock. When the company's shares climbed 21% in a single year, he captured the full upside, while Gates's diversified holdings couldn't match those returns. While diversification preserves wealth for the majority of investors, data suggests absolute concentration is the primary driver for those moving toward the trillion-dollar mark. The modern billionaires on this list are increasingly focused on a specific type of asset, the physical infrastructure, the plumbing of the global economy. Jeff Bezos maintains this strategy by keeping up to 90% of his $252 billion net worth tied to Amazon's logistics and cloud network. Jensen Huang has used a similar model at NVIDIA. By holding his core stake, his net worth has climbed toward $200 billion. Much of that value is protected by CUDA, a deeply embedded proprietary software layer that makes all developers completely dependent on NVIDIA's hardware. This monopoly on the physical chips required for AI compute has anchored Huang's fortune to the actual hardware required to run the modern world. The new strategy for hyperwealth involves identifying the physical layer of the future internet and refusing to sell out of it. As wealth reaches these levels at the top, the global macroeconomic landscape is shifting. The World Inequality Report 2026 highlights the results of this concentration. This chart shows the global distribution. The richest 10% now owns 75% of all wealth. In contrast, the poorest half holds barely 2%. Currently, fewer than 60,000 multimillionaires control 3 times more wealth than half of humanity combined. At the same time, effective tax rates are rising for the general population, while they fall sharply for billionaires and centimillionaires. The data shows that as wealth settles at the extreme top, the resources available for public infrastructure and education begin to vanish. This growing imbalance does more than reshape the economy. It weakens the social trust that democratic societies rely on.